Hey fellas, how's it going? So I would say that many of you have been asking me to do a update video for the Blacksmith in Copper Rough and Tough, but really only one person asked me to do an update on the video. So I thought, why not? The last time I did the Iron Ranger update video, you guys seem to enjoy it. So here we are doing a 1.5 year update on the Red Wing Blalcksmith 3344 in Copper Rough and Tough leather. The three things I'm going to be focusing on are the leather quality, the break-in, and the sole. So the Copper Rough and Tough leather, many of you love. It's unique to SB Foot Tannery that makes the leather for Red Wing. It's a great leather, and I've loved the way that it's actually aged. I think that's the best thing about it, is that it just shows a ton of character. So one thing that I did mention in the first video that I did is that the right boot here has a lot of loose grain around the front, and I think that's because these are factory second, so many of you don't have to worry about that. But for me, it has been something that I noticed and that has bothered me, and that may go into making your decision, that there is a lot of loose grain on factory seconds and on this leather. So after wearing the hell out of these really all last winter into the spring, I did condition them a lot, which you don't have to do with the Copper Rough and Tough, which is a big plus of the Copper Rough and Tough leather, is that it's already very waxy. But I conditioned the front of it, especially around the loose grain area, and you can see that it discolored. It didn't discolor it, but it made it a lot darker on the front part of the boot. And it contrasts a lot with the back part of the boot, the back of the vamp here. So that's also something to keep in mind, that it does darken a lot as you wear and as you condition the leather. With this leather, there really is no break-in period. It's very soft, it's very mushy, very waxy, and for me, that was something that really appealed to me, especially when I was comparing it to the other Red Wing boots I own, like the Iron Rangers, was just how soft the leather is and how easy it is to break in. But a downside of the leather being very mushy and malleable is that it kind of didn't hold its shape and keep its structure very well. And I'll show you specifically what I mean by that is by the right side of the toe. And I've heard a lot of guys, especially with wider feet, complain about this, is that the kind of by your pinky toe, it'll kind of spill over the edge. That's why I call it spill over the edge of the welt there. And for me, that's something that also kind of throws off the balance a little bit. It feels like my toe is really off the edge of the boot, and something that honestly has been a little bit of a bother for me as I continue to wear these. So this isn't necessarily a knock on the Blacksmith boot, but to me it just is something to keep in mind when you're buying the waxier and the softer leathers from Red Wing. All right, so let's talk about the soles. Now I've seen a lot of people complain about two things with these Vibram mini lug soles, comparing them to the Iron Ranger, the flat cork nitrile soles that Red Wing made themselves. The first thing is the lug, that I've seen people say that the lug wasn't centered properly, and it created like imbalance when they stepped, and it made it very uncomfortable. I personally don't find that. It could be that's just me, I'm not so picky with that kind of thing. But I also kind of hear that as you walk, I know that like the instep for me has shaved down a little bit more than the outside of the foot. So it's a little bit imbalanced, I guess, when I walk, but I don't really mind that. I actually enjoy having the lug for the winter time so that you, even if it's slushy or muddy, you do get a little bit of grip when you walk. Now, people have also been complaining about the heel just wearing out. They don't think it lasts as long. Personally, I have both, and I do not find that to be the case at all. I think these are just as durable as the original cork nitrile soles made by Red Wing. So the one thing that I do want to point out as a disclaimer, and I want to be honest with you guys, is that I'm not a blue-collar worker, and I don't put so much stress on these. I'm not on the construction site all day, so I really don't put a lot of stress on these. I don't think a lot of guys who are wearing Red Wing Heritage boots belong on a construction site anyway, because I don't think that they're really construction boots. I think they're just an homage to the past. We've made that point before, but I do love that in previous videos, some of you guys who are blue-collar workers have chimed in and said what you think of them. A lot of you guys said that this is a real work boot that you guys can do real work in, and they're super comfortable and you swear by them. You've had them for many years, so I love when you guys comment that. So if you have any feelings or thoughts about me or anybody else who doesn't do blue-collar work, if you have any thoughts about us wearing these boots, leave a comment below. And if you also have maybe any feedback or comments or suggestions based on your experiences, also leave a comment, that'd be great. The truth is, I think more important than the actual boot that you're getting from Red Wing, because a lot of them are on the same 8 last, I think is the leather that you pick. So something that I would keep in mind overall with the Blacksmith, I'm really happy with the design, with the performance is great, but I would keep in mind that if you have a wider foot maybe, that it's not gonna hold its shape so well, this leather. And I actually love the way that my Iron Rangers and the amber harness leather have aged. They've held their shape a lot better, a lot stronger. So I would try out, if you're gonna get one boot, if I was recommending one boot, I would say try out the Iron Ranger in amber harness. Maybe they have some of them in black harness. I know they have the Mesa leather, the oxblood Mesa leather, or maybe the Featherstone leathers too. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, of course, leave a comment, like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.